Hey, and welcome to another sneaker video. This is a restoration video on a pair of Nike Court Forces from 1991. Here are a few of the eBay listing photos. And I got these for about 40 bucks a few months ago. Kept them in my room, didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I finally sat down and said, okay, I'm just gonna repaint them. So as you can see, they have some creasing and some yellowing. A little dirty, but not too bad. Someone got them for about 10 bucks. Biggest problem was on the collars here. As you can see, the paint job used to be nice and smooth, but then the paint cracked and peeled and flaked off, and I was left with some kind of rough cloth material underneath. Same with the tongue. But other than that, wasn't too bad. So first things first, I took my steamer, and I love the steamer, and I just went over the entire shoe with that, also with some antibacterial soap, Mr. Clean Magic erase pads, some sponges, and an old toothbrush. Just gave everything a really good scrub. Then I used Angelus Leather Preparer and Deglazer to remove the old finish. Used some cotton balls too, and just went over everything, tongue included. Got all the paint off, and as you can see, I left the shoes kind of gray in some spots and yellow in others, especially the tongue. And there you can really see that cloth collar. And I didn't know exactly how to paint that. I wanted to brighten the midsole, so I used the Clairol 40 volume cream and just put it on the midsoles. Set the shoes out in the sun. It was a really nice day, and it worked, which it usually does with that. Then here are all my paints that I used for the project. First things first, I used duller and white, duller and light gray, and duller and black, and just hit certain parts of the midsole and the entire upper. I wanted the upper to be white, or mostly white. Then I took Too Soft and black, and I went over the entire tongue. Too Soft and infrared, Too Soft and pale blue, and just hit up certain parts of the shoe, like the force, the bar under the force, and of course the swoosh. And I thought it made the shoe pop. I really liked the color scheme. So then I set it with this heat gun that I got for about 50 bucks from Ace Hardware. Then I used Too Soft and silver, and just hit up a lot of the stitching. So the Nike and the swoosh on the back, and it doesn't look like it makes that big a difference here in this video because of the quality, I guess, or maybe the lighting, but here you can see it. This one's done and the other one is not done. Just makes a big difference. That one's not done yet, so time to start. And I do recommend a nice thin but pointed or angled brush, and then I hit up the lining around the force and the bar underneath the force, and it doesn't always show up, but it kind of makes it looks faded in certain spots, and it kind of gives you that vintage feel to it. There's a better view. So again, just set everything, especially everything that you hit up with Too Soft, just hit it up with the heat gun. I like to set mine at 300 degrees. And then it was time to do some speckling using pale blue on the black part of the midsole. So taped it up, then used a toothbrush, and I found this method didn't give me very big splatter, and I wanted bigger splatter, but oh well. And then it was time to use duller and a matte finish on the shoes. Just go over everything just to put a new finish on it. And here we go. This is the finished product, and I'm very happy with it. I've worn them out several times already, and the paint job has held up, and the materials on the shoe have held up. And I'm not surprised because it is a solid shoe. They made solid shoes back then. So despite being 25 years old, these are still wearable. They're still great. I don't think I've worn them to the gym yet, but I probably will. And the paint job has just been great, but you got to make sure that you use the heat gun. Make sure you put on a new finish, and that's about it. And here we go with the before and after, just going around the shoe, kind of doing a 360. So you can totally find a used pair of vintage sneakers, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, whatever, and just customize them, restore them and customize them. So for me, the big things are to, one, make sure they're wearable, two, clean them, because sometimes they're really gross, but you can usually tell from the pictures, or you can ask the seller how much they were worn, and you can, just looking at it, you can get an idea for how clean they are. And then just chip off the old paint or the old finish, and then just go to town. And this didn't require more than 5-6 colors and a few afternoons, and then you have basically a really cool one-of-a-kind pair of vintage sneakers. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time.